What's going on, everyone? It is Saturday. Time to go live. I was actually starting to watch the hockey game, and then I had to go live. I don't really have anything on the agenda, so we'll just talk about whatever stuff pops up. But yeah, so it sucks. They had a super early hockey game today. You know, I'm watching the Oilers. Edmonton's only an hour away. So that, did you get the shipment? Yeah, I got the shipment, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can turn anything on. So that's the next dilemma on everything that's going on here. Rabid on demand. Yeah, Rabid on demand. Can we make that a thing somehow? Possibly. Let's do a quick roll call here. See what we got in the house. I do see someone was spamming chlor mining all over the place. So, yeah, let's look at chlor. Yes, chlor has been going up in price quite a bit. So if you guys been mining that, you know, awesome. Because the time to mine these coins is right now. Because this time next year, you're not going to be getting very many of anything because we're going to see an explosion in hash rate all over the place. Anyway, we got Guza here. RIP Kaspa, 25%. It decreased 18.9 down to 14. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, I tweeted that this morning. You know, did anyone tell Kaspa that the bear market is ending? You know, it's time to start going up in price. But I guess they're sleeping on it. There was a funny comment, though, that Kaspa actually has earplugs in due to all the ASICs. So, you know, that makes sense as well, possibly. Moving on here. We got Chronic Grim here. We got Radism. Where's my button? Almost had an epic failure. Budweiser. Yeah, that was close. I almost had that. That was bad. That was almost a bad move. I would have had to end my whole stream right there if I didn't do that. Rud Putz, what's going on? Smart like truck. Some trucks can be pretty smart. You know, my TV says loading smart stuff, so like it thinks it's smart. Usually it's not. Tonto Bong Ronto, what's going on? Mike Vega, Skirms, a pirate. Scroll, what do we got? Quell Trades, what's happening? Crossbow Mining, Sherlock's, Eugene Apache, Kaspa King. Are you getting a KS5? No, I wish, but well, I haven't heard of anything yet. I highly doubt it. I'm not big enough. Red Panda probably has 10 on the way, so we'll see what they look like when he gets them. Lee Jack, Ante's 30, Techman, what's happening? Red Putts again, Rob Hawkins, Blah Ahmad, Eugene Apache, Sadie sometimes, what's going down? Black Hat Team, what's going on? What is that? Oh, best YouTube. Dirty Diaper Bandits in the house, DJ Mines, Mr. 22 himself, rockin' Chlor AI, Fire Mode. He must have a lot. DJ, do you got a lot of chlor? You probably do. You're good at trading, so you probably have lots of all the stuff that's about to go up. So, you know, whatever DJ Mind says, you know, buy those coins. I mean, not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. Go buy a Ferrari. What is that? Guzaki? GSKT Blue. Love the title. Some may say that every meme coin is stupid. At rabidmining became a trader or something. We need to see. I'm not a trader. I am the worst person you want to take any trading advice for. If I buy something, it's going to go down. If I sell something, it goes up. So, you know, think of me of whatever that guy's name is. Gensler? No, not Gensler. That's the other guy. What's that other guy, everyone? You know, every time he says something, the opposite happens. That's me because I do everything wrong when it comes to trading. I can't read charts. We know this. You guys seen me read a chart. It's horrible. Sell chlor by Kaspa. Sold it all today. Oh, 40x. Oh, nice. Wow, went 40x. That is awesome. He didn't know more. He sold. Texas Size, hello. Oh, Technicals is in the house today as well. Hobbyist Miner, good morning. Proof of Work Mining. We got the whole, oh my gosh, Proof of Work Mining. We got like the whole Proof of Work thing here happening all in one account right there. Thank you for showing up. POW Mining. Dan the Dane, what's going on, Dan? What have you been up to? I haven't seen you for like ever since you started doing a couple of your tours over there. Nice to see that you're back. Or are you live catching some internet or something? What do we got? Alan Gill, Sir Dork, Quee Trades. Thank you for the $1 Canadian. Let's celebrate their first super chat on a live stream. Awesome. So that was his first super chat on a live stream. Thank you very much for the $1. I can go get some Tim Hortons. Actually, with inflation and GST and carbon taxes, I'm going to need a little more. Darn it. How is KS0 Pro Commendator or the special edition one? I don't know. You know, it's a KS0 Pro, except it's green and has a Kaspa symbol on it. So, you know, it's more of like something that may end up in a museum eventually if Kaspa eventually goes ahead of Bitcoin. Not happening, but you know what I'm talking about there. So, you know, it's just something, you know, a collector's edition type of miner. It's just a KS0 Pro wrapped up in a different body. Dan the Dane, thank you very much for the 17 DKK Donkey Kong. Just kidding, that's not Donkey Kong, but it kind of looks like it. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Dan the Dane. Red Putts, member for 25 months. Let's go, Bull Run. Dogecoin to the moon. Let's go. Keep the stream alive. Yeah, come on. Rain train this stuff. I got to jump on. Oh, what we got here? Retro Mike. I hear Rabid mining is the new FPGA king. I am not the new FPGA king, but I do have a pretty crazy FPGA miner on the testing bench. Look at, actually, you know, let's look at that right now. Let's look at this. Where is it? I gotta type this in. What coin is? Oh yeah, Nexella. This one. Check this out. I'm like raping. Can I say that live? I probably can't. I'm doing stuff to Nexella really bad. It's just destroying it. So check this thing out. 32 gigahash, just rocking some Nexella. So this is the Carlson hash algorithm. It's just, it's you know, raking it is at $15 a day right now, and the price crashed. So if I see, you know, it won't take much to pump this coin to probably double or triple if it ever happens. You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but yeah, I'm rocking some NXL on this thing. This is the P2X. P2X. So the P2X is actually formerly known as the Superscaler K10. Actually, this guy, it's the Cole engine. This guy right here, the Cole engine. I do have a link in the description if you're looking to pick this bad boy up. It is $4,300, but it is $1,000 cheaper than the K10. But yeah, crazy. Look at this thing. So allegedly a lithium, 37 gigahash. Radiant is saying 22. Carlson is saying 32. Now Carlson is going to be forking to a new algo sometime soon. Ironfish says 332 gigahash. It should be forking sometime soon as well. So then we're only really going to be left with Radiant, I guess, until an ASIC eventually hits that. A lithium, possible ASIC coming. So all we really got right now would be technically long-term Nexella, NXL here, until it eventually maybe... They are, I guess it sounds like they have their testnet live now, so they're working on an algorithm, so who knows what they're going to do. But yeah, you know, sweet things. This thing is actually pretty cool, actually. But the one problem is it took me forever to try and set up. Now I got to figure out where I'm actually going to stash this thing so I can run it longer than, you know, a day or two. But what's going on with that thing is the entire dashboard is in Chinese. I spent a good couple hours trying to move things back and forth. So I found the old K10 tool, which doesn't work on it, but it was in the same type of format. So I was using that as like a map of what each key meant, because every key was in Chinese. So I was also between that and going to Google Translate images of Chinese writing, trying to figure out what buttons to push, what not to push, and how to get this thing running. It was a headache for a while, but now I kind of got it down. It's pretty simple. It's very easy once I know which buttons to use and, you know, get it going. But yeah, it was pretty sweet, but it was a pain to get going, mostly due to the language barrier of I can't read Chinese. So that part sucked. I can kind of bring it up here. Let me see if I can find that. If I go to my downloads here, can I find where are we at? Yeah, this one. Package. Nope, that's not it. It's not that one. Let's see if I can bring it up. P2 tool. Maybe this is the one. Yeah, manager tool. This guy right here. So right off the get-go, I was like, okay, hopefully everything is defaulted correctly, so it let me sign in. Now I gotta, is this the one? Oh no, that's not it. See, I'm already messing up. I'm hitting buttons I shouldn't be. Where's the scan IP button? That one. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Continue. There. So now we can see what's going on here. Like, here's my pools and stuff that I got going on. You can set your algorithms. But everything's in freaking Chinese, and it's not really going. So I'm going to go onto here, and this will scan, and now I can see what it's doing. So you can see right now it's mining Nexella and stuff. But yeah, it took forever to figure out what button was what and where to go, because everything is freaking in Chinese, and I didn't want to blow anything up. So it was a process of getting this thing running in the first place. But there we go. Oh, wait, that's right, Panda. Well, technically, Panda and I are the same, so I should have known this. Yeah, and I'm just joking, guys. But yeah, crazy stuff. You know, that thing is pretty sweet, though. But we'll see what happens there. They didn't rug. I don't know. We're going to wait and see. Well, technically they did and they didn't. So one is, yes, they did sell at least half of the pre-mine. I guess they came right out and said it finally. They did sell half the pre-mine, so half the pre-mine is gone. So I guess that would help moving forward. Now, what originally I think the whole mess up was originally what happened with Kaspa. Do you guys remember when Kaspa originally got pruned and the blockchain disappeared? And even if you look back now, there is no even original, like Kaspa itself. Like, you can't go back and look at the first X amount of transactions because it's gone. It's wiped. So I think that's kind of what happened, and this is what we're going to see happen on any Kaspa fork moving forward, unless they initially start the chain on an archival node, which does then actually download the entire blockchain, and it stays downloaded, and then you will have all the transactions. But I think this is a great learning experience for everyone, especially moving forward for Kaspa forks. Is if it is a direct fork, like most of these new forks are out of Kaspa, then expect this to happen on a lot of them. And when it does happen, the devs could gear up for rug pulls because they know the blockchain is going to get erased eventually. So, do that. Be ready. Someone could do something, then you won't be able to track it because the blockchain pruned itself. So this is something to actually pay attention to for future Kaspa forks that happen. But as for the full rug pull on, NXL, I don't know. But they did sell half of their entire pre-mine. So technically it's a 50% rug pull, and we'll see what happens. It does seem to be that the price is kind of rebounding. All the exchange coins seem to be back now. There was a process to restore all that. They're trying to bring things back. So hopefully, maybe it is going to continue and move forward. We just got to wait for it to prove itself to us all over again and see if that's actually going to be the case or not. So we'll see what happens. But right now, it does look like it is starting to rebound a little bit. Dan the Dane, thank you again for another 17 Donkey Kongs. DKK. I'm not sure what that currency actually is called. What does DKK stand for? Red Putts, Radiant, you are saying over a year that ASIC is coming. I don't know. I think Radiant, well, it comes down to money, guys. It all comes down to money. So if we look at the emissions, this is usually where you'll see, if it's worth an ASIC or something to come. So let's just go to the emission schedule. Obviously, Bitcoin has ASICs, Dogecoin has ASICs, Kaspa is ASIC, ETC has a bunch of ASICs. But as we get past, the top, really past the top 3 coins here, the money is falling pretty fast. So you are going to need something. It's going to need to be worth it for these guys to even invest. Whether the coin gives them a bunch of money to do it for them, or the coin starts making a whole bunch of money, or it pumps up like crazy, and people are like, okay, I want to buy an ASIC. If it comes out, then they will do so. So, I believe RXD has a halving, which will cut these emissions down by 25%, depending on what the price will do as well, which will bring that slowly back up. But, for all of these coins, it doesn't really look like it's worth making an ASIC currently, but we don't know about the future 100%. But, the algorithm for Radiant does, it would allow ASICs, I feel. I think it will hit ASICs if the coin ends up really exploding. I know a lot of people have a big bag of Radiant, and they're like, yeah, explode, please. I don't care if an ASIC comes at that point because I already have a big bag, which is a huge thing because right now, last month, the last 2 years, mining is definitely going to be adding up. Even though we even technically had higher hash rates than we did last bull run on a lot of these coins, the hash rates are going to get a lot higher as these coins mature more and as the prices start moving up. So the yields are still now. And, next year and the following year, the major part of the bull run, those yields are going to be down quite a bit. So you are making the most of your money still right now than you would be in 2 days, even though it's looking like, or 2 days, 2 years, year and a half, by the end of this year, following to the end of next year, because we'll probably, based on cycles, start dipping again. But we still got, obviously over a year and a half here of decent mining happening as the bull slowly starts ramping up and getting full-fledged here. But those yields are going to drop like crazy, even though the fiat value per day is looking decently, hopefully, depending on your power price. Someone messaged me the other day. They're in Europe, and they said their power price is at 47 cents. Can you, that is insane. Imagine trying to mine with 47-cent power. That is absolutely unreal. And that's in European dollars, which means crypto is worth way less because their money is worth quite a bit more. You can see like Bitcoin, for example, is 68.4K. And in Europe, that's only 62.6. Plus, you're dealing with 47-cent power. That's just, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, other people out there, they're at 30 cents and stuff like that. But, there are select areas where miners, they're sitting almost at 50-cent power still. And that's absolutely insane. One Donkey Kong coin equals 1 million Canadian. That's awesome because Canadian Monopoly Junior money isn't really worth very much. That's why it's good to do your calculations in USD. And then when you actually go to cash out some coins and put it in your bank account, you're like times 10 that stuff. You're rich in Canada until Trudeau takes it all. So, well, I guess you're still not, but you know what I'm getting at. Looking at copper squish plates and gelled thermal pads. What? That's crazy stuff right there. I've never really used actually I do have a sheet of thermal pad stuff that I've used on that one CPU rig, and it's working awesome. But I want to actually try a head-to-head with two 7950X's exact same builds with thermal paste versus that sheet stuff. You guys seen that sheet stuff? When I built that, what did I build? Those 7900X rigs, I think I slapped my first two there. I slapped some of that on one of them, and it's doing really well, actually. A ridiculous power price increases in a lot of regions. Yeah, for sure. That is so high. I'm at 15.5 cent Canadian dollars. I'm locked in at 6.5 cents Canadian dollars. 6.5 cent power. After third-party distribution fees and all that other crap, which is regulated on a variable on how much power I use, it moves it up. So I am sitting around 15.5 to 16 cent power, but that works out to be about 11 to 12 cent power USD. So when I do my calculations, it's usually at that 11 to 12 cent power range for the USD currency for me personally. But yeah, it's those third parties suck. If I could get away with just a straight up locked in 6.5 cents, that'd be 4 cent power USD. That'd be insane. I could buy the cheapest garbage crap, whatever I want, and be profitable, but I can't do that right now. My power's not cheap enough. I've never been over 250 a month for a trick. Hey, Rapid. It's a B. I'm just kidding. I'm just bugging you. Don't worry. Everyone messes that up. Hey, Rabid, do you think Bitmain ASIC Zeph would be good invest when released, or do you think it is going to flop like the XMR ASIC? It's not going to be an ASIC. If anything, it's probably going to be the X5 getting Zeph support. That's what I think was probably going to end up happening, unless it does need new hardware to get over that blob error. I don't know how that works. You need to talk to a coder. Retro Mike can probably figure that out for you guys. I don't know how that coding aspect of the blob thing, but what it sounds like, it's a larger byte size or a file size per hash that has to be sent, so it's calculated differently. So I don't know if that's a hardware thing or if it's just a simple firmware update where it can calculate it the way it needs to whatever's inside those RISC-V machines. So that's all it is. All the X5s are CPUs, and I imagine there won't be an ASIC for a Random X, but they will release some type of newer CPU for it type of thing, or it's just going to be the X5 with updated firmware. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now it has actually, I think I was looking back on the date on that when Ampool was looking into asking about Zeph. I think that was the end of January, early February. So that's happened about a month ago. And it's interesting because it was just a week or two ago when we saw a major hash rate spike hit onto Zeph. It went to 3 to 4 gigahash or something insane. So I don't know. Is that Bitmain? We just have to wait and see. I've been checking their website. Still no firmware upgrades. So I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens there. Get an INC and an LLC. That's why my roof and garden is a solar farm. Nice. You got a solar farm, roof and garden. Anyway, let's talk about good old Bitcoin and stuff. I know you guys are all about this. Who doesn't know about Bitcoin? Well, there's actually a lot of people that still don't know about Bitcoin or crypto at all. So technically on that aspect in the world, crypto is young, very, very young, very small, very tiny little minuscule. So once everybody actually starts wanting some Bitcoin or something, things are going to get insane. So we're all early right now, technically. So we'll see what happens, as time goes by, as cycles progress, over 2030 plus, the year 2030, things will be interesting, especially after this bull run. Because the bull run, every time it gets higher and higher and higher, Bitcoin gets talked about more and more and more. More and more people come in and start learning about crypto, which is good long-term type of, growth in the whole entire industry. Anyway, so Bitcoin actually hit a brand new all-time high again. So it broke its all-time high back here. So was that 7 days ago? Yeah, about right here. And then it crashed. Now, I think it only really broke the all-time high on like 1 or 2 exchanges. I know one of them was Crypto.com, which inflates their prices by a decent amount sometimes. So it kind of sucks sometimes to use them because their price says it's higher than it should be. And their spread is all out to lunch. But anyway, so we did actually break the all-time here, supposedly. I think we did hit a little over 69 here, but this is telling us 68.8. And then all of a sudden, Wall Street people FOMO out, and they, caused a massive short. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that was Wall Street people, but they never got the memo yet. They're scared of GameStop still, I think, those guys on Wall Street with the ETFs, because, once crypto starts pumping, it's supposed to start going up. So there is still a lot of education that Wall Street people need to do for crypto. I'm just bugging you guys. These guys are smart people. They know what they're doing. Regardless, it looks like we did actually hit 70,000 for a little bit earlier. It's only saying 69.4, but I do believe it hit about 70K on an exchange or two as well. So it broke its all-time high earlier on the week, and then it broke its all-time high again this morning. So that's pretty awesome there. Now moving forward, we're obviously in another dip again because we have Wall Street being scared, peeing their pants and stuff. Oh my gosh, I got to take my money out before, whatever. Wall Street guys, we don't know how they think. They're different. They got a different brain up top. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so, it's going to be interesting. I still think, the majority, because we got to keep in mind, this ETF money isn't really in crypto. It is, but it isn't. So these guys are like buying stocks. They're buying Bitcoin stocks. And then, BlackRock and all these people that have the ETFs, they got to go out and buy and sell Bitcoin based on the amount of their stocks that they sold so that they can kind of cover everything at a 1-to-1 type of ratio. I think that's how it plays out. So as it's delayed by a day or so. So if everyone buys a crap ton of Bitcoin today, tomorrow, BlackRock's going to have to go out, I guess Monday now, because I think trading halts on the weekends unless you pay extra fees, which, again, BlackRock loves, because now you're paying even higher prices, paying them higher prices to buy and sell Bitcoin. But, then Monday will come in, they'll have to buy or sell depending on what happens. So this is kind of what we're seeing there. So that money is just going in and out of Bitcoin and not really all the other cryptos. Sure, there's a lot of coins. We're seeing pumps with it. But I really think the main bull run, just like I've always said, is not going to happen till October, November, at the end of this year, 2024. So that's when we're going to actually start seeing great things emerge. That's when, money will actually be flowing into the crypto markets, even though we are seeing coins start to pump all over the place. But again, guys, not financial advice. I'm not a trader. I don't really know. That's just kind of how I think it's playing out. I could be 100% wrong and just lying to all you guys right now. So that's why you guys have to do your own research and call me a liar. So anyway, moving forward. So we seen SHIB was actually gaining some nice momentum. It is down. Speaking of SHIB, this was insane. So what was it? Whenever it pumped to whatever in this area here. So I mined this for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days when Ethereum was still around. I went to unmineable. I just went, everyone's talking about this weird SHIB thing. I'm going to mine it for 2 or 3 days. So I did. And I'm still holding it in my wallet because, I wanted to transfer it to one of my hardware wallets. It's sitting in crypto.com, one of the worst places you could have it. That's an exchange, which I tell you guys not to do. But they want like 2 million coins to withdraw as a fee. I'm like, okay, this is so stupid. But anyway, so I think at the time when I mined, it was worth like $100, $120 or something. And I looked at it when it pumped there, and it was at like $1,200 Canadian. Now we're talking Canadian dollars here, so it's about $5, $10 USD. But I'm just kidding. But, it went up to like $1,200. I was like, wow. That was only off like 2 days mining 3-4 years ago. So I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to let it ride. If it dies, it dies. I don't really care. It's up more than it was a long time ago. So, I'm horrible at profit taking, even though I probably should take some profits. But at the same time, we're not in the bull run yet. Technically, this coin has been burning coins like crazy. So maybe it'll go up more. But this is not the coin which is in the title that I bought. I actually bought a stupid meme coin. Yeah, I call these stupid meme coins all the time. And that reminded me of that. I seen sometimes on my phone I get, crypto stuff pop up, blog posts and stuff from random people. I don't even know who they are, like Bloomberg and stuff like that. But there's a one thing that said this coin just went like 950% and is getting ready to make big moves. Like, come on, you started off by saying this is already over 900% in the past couple weeks, and now it's going to make a big move? Oh my, yeah, the only way this is going to go is down. That's the big move. It's ripping people off their money. I think a lot of these places just like to sell their bags and then get people to get in there and use them as exit liquidity. Even though we are still early and the bull run technically didn't even start yet, but things are going to explode soon, so I don't know. But I did, what is this? Twitch. Oh, someone followed me on Twitch. Thank you very much, Painful Cali, for following over on Twitch. All right, so scrolling down to my stupid meme coin I bought. It is this guy right. Where is it? Right here, this guy. I bought Byte. I bought a dog. I bought Bytecoin. You guys heard about Bytecoin? Elon Musk, Twitter. That is, what's it called? He made that Grok, the AI on Twitter. And allegedly, this is Grok's pet dog. What bigger freaking moon coin could that be moving into the bull run? So I know, I'm just saying, guys, I'm not saying buy this coin. Don't buy it. Don't buy it, because I'm probably going to lose everything. But I did throw about 800 USD into this. Actually, technically 900 and something, because it cost me like $120 in Ethereum fees to freaking swap this on Uniswap. That was the dumbest thing for the win. But anyway, I got this coin. I put in $800. Actually, let's take a look. What's it at right now? Oh. Hold on, I got mute. Yeah, do this. OpenSea, got it. Cancel, close, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I got to go into the F chain. What's this coin worth right now? It's at $1,217 from 800. So what is that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm up $400. That's nice. That's like almost a mansion in Canada. That's like almost $1 million for extra $400. But yeah, so I bought myself some Byte. It's up $400. I'm good to go. Some of these coins go up like 30,000%. If in theory that goes up 30,000%, like that stupid Pepe coin and stuff, that could be over $200,000 off an $800 investment. And it hasn't actually mooned or anything yet. Looking at like some charts, which I don't know how to read. Guys, I'm not trying to sell this coin. I'm just saying I did something really stupid. So it's like starting, it's up now. It never really skyrocketed and came down. So I'm just going to hodl it. When I bought this, I expected to lose everything. I'm going to try it. I expect to lose it all, and we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to let it ride for, a year or something, or unless I see like a super spike, then I'll try to sell it. But you never know, maybe something will happen, maybe it won't. But yeah, I technically bought a stupid meme coin, and I'm just going to ride it out. Whenever doing anything dumb like this, always expect you to lose all your money. That's just a thing. It's going to go up, and it's going to crash faster than it went up. So be very, very careful with those. But, I just want to share that I actually did do that. I'm not trying to push this coin or anything on anybody at all. That is zero what I'm doing. I took the risk, and, it's probably a 90% chance I'm going to lose everything. But technically, I could sell now. That would be the smart thing to do. But we'll see what happens. Why did you have to mute yourself in the password? Worried AIs. Well, supposedly, depending on the keyboards and stuff, people were bringing it up a while ago because I actually used to type passwords and stuff in before. But the keyboard sounds can figure out passwords now. So, technically that would be why I mute everything every time I put in a password on anything now, is because it could potentially. Now, when you get into this, obviously you still have other security measures to bypass other than the password, but seed phrases, private keys, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I hate MetaMask. MetaMask is one of the worst wallets ever created. Sure, it talks all these dApps, but any web wallet, any desktop wallet, all these things, that's why hardware wallets, I really like, is because Tangent. A lot of people are still worried about Tangent because, it's on your phone. It's on your phone. But you got to realize how private keys work. Now, MetaMask, that's online. Your private keys are still in your wallet. I have my password and my seed phrase. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you have a seed phrase or not. The point is your private keys are still online in your web browser. All you got to do is hack your browser, get into there somehow, figure out that password. You don't need the frickin' seed phrase or anything. So These are the things you got to read, and that's why hardware wallets, you know, Tangent, even the first edition, which didn't have a seed phrase, now they do. You know, one key, all these devices, their private keys are on the devices. So someone can hack my phone all they want. They cannot steal your crypto. You need the private keys to send that crypto elsewhere, and that's where the Tangent wallet, it's on the card. You have to scan the card to get access to the private keys, put in your access code, and then scan the keys again to send anything. So your phone can get hacked by the best hacker in the world. You cannot take your coins away because there's no private keys on the wallet, on the phone, anywhere. And that's really what dictates how many coins you have, where to send the coins, is the private key. So that's what people need to realize. And that's why one thing, I really hate MetaMask. I should move those coins off there. I can put it into either my one key or my Tangent. Maybe I'm going to do that. But the other thing is those stupid Ethereum fees to do anything. But again, you know, just sending it might not be too bad, but using those dApps and swapping, like I said, it was $120 to swap that over. And it's going to be probably another, depending on the price of Ethereum, probably $100 to $500 to sell those coins, depending on what the price of Ethereum is at the time and how busy the network is. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. I remember they did this with the old phones. They could tell by the tone which button you pressed. Yeah, that's right, too. The old phones with the tones. Yeah, you could definitely tell what buttons people are pushing when it comes to the older phones. 100%. Yeah. Eth is the big T word. Don't like it. What do you think about Tron? Well, I don't know. Justin's son, he's involved. I think the person is involved with a lot of stuff, and he's probably done a lot of scams in his time. It just seems interesting. You know, maybe he's rich and he just gets all the inside info early, or he's friends. But, you know, it just seems that, you know, the past 2 or 3 really big collapses that happened, one being FTX, I think Luna and stuff as well. Justin's son, which is the owner and creator of Tron, I believe, was like, he pulled out all his coins like within 24 to 48 hours before everything happened on these chains right before it collapses. So that just seems interesting. Sure, it's all speculation, but does that not just seem weird that FTX, Luna, and some other big one that may, like, I don't know what the other one was. Was it Celsius? No, I don't know if he had anything to do with that, but it just seems weird that within a day or two, he withdrawed all his stuff, moved it elsewhere, and then bam, you have this massive collapses happening. So sure, a lot of inside information happens and stuff, but Tron as a whole, you know, it's USDT seems to be used a lot on the Tron network now for being fairly cheap. Obviously, anything other than Ethereum is a lot cheaper to move stable coins and stuff around. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy stuff happening there. I got to jump over to Twitch here and say hello to Scafer. Paid for Kelly. What's going on? Yes, Shib is burning to increase profits. First time chat, much appreciated. Jimmy the Geek 989. Hey Rabid, any thoughts on Helium Mobile? You know, I like what Helium Mobile is doing, but I can't use any of it here in Canada. So I can't. There's no 5G Helium here, so that sucks. I want to get in on that, but it's just not working for it. And my one Helium miner, I got the UG65, and it used to always say. When you boot it up, it says power status, then it'd say the network you're on, LoRa and whatever, and then Eth for Ethernet, obviously. But since February 1st, that miner has not worked anymore. I don't know if there happened to be a network upgrade or I got to update my miner or something. I can't figure out why it's not working. My other one I have down over wherever, that's getting that, they only earn IoT here in Canada, so that sucks. But yeah, I cannot get that thing to fire up anymore. It won't detect the LoRa network, so I don't know what's happening and why it's doing that. So all I can think of, maybe I have a hardware upgrade I got to do, a firmware within the miner, but yeah, I'm not sure. I've been asking in the Helium Discord, everywhere else, but everyone seems that theirs are working fine. So some issue going on with the one I have. Maybe it just blew up on me. Yeah, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. We got 247 viewers happening on YouTube, 80 likes, 81 likes. We need some more likes. Twitch, we're rocking in with 7 viewers, 140 followers, 2 subscribers, 2 sub points. Hit those like buttons, sub buttons, and all that other stuff across that platform as well. And everything's just rocking. It looks like the bit rate's good over there. I got one viewer happening over here on Kick with 11 followers. Nobody ever talks over here, though. Come on, guys, talk. I'm going to say hello just because. Hello. I see you, but you don't talk. Man, it's interesting going back between all these and how you can see which ones are better and which ones aren't just on their dashboard. I don't want to say anything because I'll get in trouble by any of them. What kind of chair do I have? You what? Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. He farted. What kind of chair do I have? Well, judging by the ripple and the way the gas actually came out of that, that's probably a leather 42 degree left. What's a leather brand? Anyone know? I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. What are my thoughts about the future of crypto? Awesome. Moon. Let's go. You know, crypto's awesome. Like, you can't, like, I get mad at banks all the time. All the time. Like, seriously, think about this. You go to your bank, you know, oh, they got transferred money, and then you transfer it here. Like, use like e-transfer and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fast. But I know, like, with credit cards, you get stuff returned onto it, or you get a payment on it or something. Then all of a sudden, you're like, it says the money's there. Then you go somewhere and it's declined because it's not there, or something stupid like that. Like, it takes like 5 days to process. Oh, you're gonna get a return. Wait 5 to 7 business days. Wait, and it's not even on weekends. They're closed down on weekends. Well, I guess Saturday they have them open now half the day or something. But like, you kind of get to the point. It's slow, unreliable, and then everything is about them making more money. Like, look at the interest rates and all this stuff. Like, oh, do you guys remember back with COVID? It was hilarious. And everyone always forgets what was always said. Obviously, number one, don't listen to the news. I like to watch the news so I know exactly what's not going on. Because what they say is not what's actually, well, it probably is what's happening in their minds, but you get the point. Point is there, though, you know, it was funny because now they're like, oh, we got to get people out there. We got to get people out there. Start spending their money. Everyone's a consumer, you know. We need the market to pick up. And then, you know, a month later, oh, inflation is through the roof. We got to get people to stop and blah, 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 blah. And oh my gosh, it's just a nightmare. Nightmare out there. And who benefits from all this? Seriously, think about it. Who's benefiting from everything? Raising interest rates. The banks. Always. Oh, we're helping the market. We're helping this. Meanwhile, we got all these huge companies recording record profits in some of the worst times ever. How does that make any sense? They're not cooling any economy. They're figuring out how they can take more of your money by tricking you. That's my, you know, 2.0 on the whole situation on how it's going on. So, future of crypto is awesome. Absolutely awesome, because it's going to really stick it to these people. If people really step up and learn about how to use this stuff, it'll work. It'll work. And that's the big thing on Monero. Monero is the king of this. You guys, a lot of people can diss on it all at once. Oh, blah, blah. It's not going anywhere. It's a privacy coin. That thing is, if people jumped on that is the big middle finger to everybody. If people jumped on that and started, you know, using it and using it as sending to people for things and stuff like that, that'd be huge. That'd be huge. Now, it's probably not going to go that way because you have all this. Look at XRP. And one of the worst things ever. They are 100% for the banks. That is the opposite of what any crypto should be. But, you know, regardless, whatever. Anyway, banks belong to the, I probably can't say that, end of story. Love me some XMR. If they print money, why do we pay tax? Yeah, they could just print money for all their taxes. That's very true. But it's because they need more of it. They got to make sure everyone keeps working. They got to make sure everyone is fitting in the palm of their hand, you know. You have people down and depressed, you can control them easier. That's another thing. You know, people in a weaker state of minds, look at all the craziness going along across the world. It just makes people easier to be controlled. Oh, anyway, you know, you probably can't dive into too much on this whole side of the craziness. You know, I should probably start a new channel. Rabid Conspiracy or something. I don't know. That'd be fun, actually. I think that'd be fun. Oh, I could live stream all day and do crazy talks about that stuff. What do we got here? Been saying that since 2014. Yeah, crazy. Middle class is getting destroyed. Overrun with a $20 item is $30. Yeah, it's insane. Like, I remember seeing gas at 33. I remember I was a kid. We drive by the gas station. I just remember the numbers in my head. 33 cents for a liter of gas. And well, obviously it was even cheaper, way cheaper than that before. me and stuff. But like, imagine, like my dad used to say he used to buy brand new cars for like $500-600. Money was worth so much more back then. Obviously, it was harder to get. 50 cents here, $1 there, $2 there. But like, wow, craziness. Technically, money's harder to get now than compared to the increase in all the prices, I think, actually. But yeah, crazy rabbit channel. Mike Baldwin, what's going on? Do it one day. Talking politics on voting years yeah, that's very bad. All that stuff is very bad. You have to be very careful. It's already done. Yeah, Joe definitely has that part all under control there. I see the number 33 20 times per day. Do you? You should call it Rabid's Juice Channel. After all, 90% of all have been turned. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. A lot of them have turned out to be that. Realistically, I don't know. Probably can't say too much. You made $2 an hour in the 60s. Cedra, look at the sell orders. What are you talking about? Cedra, look at the sell orders of Cedra. Cedra coin? What is that? How's Cedra doing these days? I haven't checked it out for quite some time. Mining pool stats. Let's take a look at good old Cedra. Cedra coin, how you looking right now? Cedra coin, you are 00119. Speaking of that, like with Kaspa dumping and stuff recently, what is the profitability? Let's go to the Kaspa ASICs. Let's see how Cedra is comparing in profitability. It's still been actually what do we got here? Oh, Kaspa, last time we upped, this was about a week ago exactly when we did this, wasn't it? So let's see what it's looking like right now. Kaspa versus Cedra coin. Honestly, I don't really care. We go through this time and time again. I do not care what I mine. I mine what makes the most amount of money. You want Kaspa? If Cedra is making more, mine Cedra, sell Cedra, buy Kaspa. It's that simple. You make more money. Like it doesn't get any more flat out than that. Who cares what coin you mine? I mine the dirtiest, crappiest, stupidest coin people talk about because it makes me more money. Because I don't care what I mine. Anyway, let's take a look here. Cedra coin, we're at 00119, 00119, 00119, and now we're going to jump into what is the hash rate? 3.45 petahash. 3.45 petahash. Whoa, it's way down in hash rate. 3.45. Engage. So it's at, wow. So technically my ASICs right now are making $96 a day if I was mining Cedra based on the current network conditions. That's almost back to $100 a day mining Kaspa with 6.5 terahash. That is, the KS2s and the KS1 overclocked. I actually have to turn the overclocks down so I could turn on some other hardware, but you get my point there. Moving forward. Okay, now what's Kaspa looking like? We need some Kaspa action. Kaspa, don't fail us. I know you're failing us, but let's see. 170 petahash, so it's already looking bad. What do we got here? Snapshot by crypto. See you later. Okay, now I forgot what I was saying. 170.54 petahash. Let's see. Oh, you're down a little bit. 170.54. All right, and your price is 14.6. Ooh, dropped 2 cents here. 14.6. 6. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Who's mining Kaspa? Because you're probably pretty dumb if you are. No offense. I'm just saying. But I could be making $96 on Cedra coin right now or $62 mining Kaspa. What should I do, guys? It's an extra $34 a day to mine Cedra coin than you would be for mining Kaspa. Now we're probably going to see a hash rate increase, and obviously as hash rate picks up, we're going to see also higher sell pressure if people swap to Kaspa, so those numbers will switch very, very fast. But the point is, if you keep looking at numbers like this and doing things, moving your rigs around when, at proper times, you can stay very profitable. Or there you go, TechMan, Kaspa to BTC. If you want everything in BTC, mine all these other coins. I say that all the time. Don't mine Bitcoin. If you want Bitcoin, don't buy a Bitcoin miner. They use too much damn power, and they're not making anything anyway. Well, they're making a little bit, yeah, but they use too much damn power. You could be using L7s, you could be using CPUs, you could be using your GPUs, and you're going to be making more than a full-fledged Bitcoin miner and getting more Bitcoin per day. That just makes more sense, doesn't it? Or you could buy a Bitcoin miner and waste a lot of power and make a couple cents. Oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to go up to 150,000. Who cares? You would have made a lot more mining on some other hardware to begin with. So that's just my 2 cents. Bitcoin miners are not for home miners. They're not. There's no, I don't know how you can justify, unless you absolutely 100% can only mine and support Bitcoin because you think it's the best thing that ever happened to the entire planet, then yeah, then you buy a Bitcoin miner and lose money. That's fine. But you can get cheaper, better hardware and get more Bitcoin doing other things. Okay, there. What about mining using solar panels? Definitely, for sure. If you can find it, you know, if you can find good deals on panels, you know, be able to do a lot of that stuff yourself, you can save a lot of money. And yeah, free power, you can't go wrong. You know, that's the biggest expense as a crypto miner is your power cost. So if you can mitigate that somehow, slowly dip into the honeypot for some solar or something, yeah, for sure. If you can offset some of that power, or if you can possibly offset all the power to free power, you're laughing. Then it goes back to, it doesn't matter what you mine on. You can go buy a freaking $50 GPU and you'll be profitable because you're not paying for power. So that's a huge upside. The cheaper power costs you have, the easier it is to say everything is profitable. Justify buying cheap, crappy hardware, things like that, because it doesn't matter on your cheaper power prices. But as you get to normal power prices, which is, you know, technically I think I do have cheaper power than a lot of people out there. That's what I've been getting from the comments anyway of people that watch my channel is, you know, I'm at 11 cent power. A lot of people are 50 to 20 to 25 cents. So, you know, just because I say something's profitable, it's probably not profitable for a lot of people because of the higher power price. So that's where it really justifies efficiency. It's all about efficiencies, you know. S9, what is it? You know, the Bitcoin E9 Pro versus a Jazz miner. The E9 Pro is junk, trash. It uses way too much power for that hash rate that it gives. Yeah, sure, maybe $500 to $1,000 cheaper, but it's not going to make you anything because most of your power bill is going to be covered by it, and then you end up with next to nothing. So the Jazz miner makes more sense. It's more efficient. Same thing for the 4090s versus, you know, 3060 Ti's and stuff. The 3000 series is starting to get very dated, especially compared to the 4090s. Yes, they are expensive, but if the 4090 released back in the ETH days, people would have bought that up like crazy because obviously mining profitability was up. But the 4090 released cheaper than the 3090 did, and the 3090 got gobbled up like crazy. But now everyone is mad because the 4090 cost too much, when in theory, the 4090 is cheaper than the 3090 was when it came out. But it is the best GPU. It is the most efficient. Same for the hash. It's just crazy. And, you know, I'm really up in the air right now. I do want to get more GPUs. But I just have a feeling that we could see 5090s by the end of the year. And they're supposed to be getting memory boosts. And that's what the 4090 didn't get. It got a massive core boost, you know, doubled the performance on a 3060 Ti that released 3 months before the 4090. NVIDIA does that to people. They don't care. They'll release something new on you tomorrow if they can, even though you think you just got the next best thing. This is the way NVIDIA works. This is the way these companies just do business. So I think a 5090 will probably come because they also seem to be releasing the big bad boy GPU first, and then, you know, sometime middle next year and the next year they'll start releasing the normal ones. But that's why I'm waiting. I'm saving up, and I'm probably just going to wait for the 5090 because of mem boost. And if it gets another big core boost, then it could be blowing 4090s away, and it's just going to be insane efficiency when it comes to GPU mining. And that's really what you're going to need to succeed in mining, is running efficient. And that's the way I look at things, and that's the way I've always kind of ran things. I shut things off if they're not making enough, and I spend extra money for things that are more efficient because it only makes more sense. 50 series will have GDDR7. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, you know, it's not guaranteed. There's not really any leaks saying it's coming. There was actually a couple leaks saying 5090 could come, but, you know, most people are saying, nope, not happening. We have to wait for next year. But I don't know. I really think we're going to see probably a 5090 by the end of the year. I think it's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. Did I grab Bonk? No, I eyeballed Bonk a little bit, but then I bonked my head and I didn't. But no, I didn't get no Bonk. You know, I'm trying my one meme coin. We'll see what happens. I'm expecting to lose it all. You're waiting for the 6090 Ti. That's a ways away. That's 6090, 59. That'll be, what, when do they release? Every 2 years? That'll be just before next run. Next run will be the 6090. The Ti, I don't know. I don't know about the Ti unless they start releasing their big ones early, like we could see the 5090 Ti Super X will be their first one, and then they'll release an updated model of the 5090 stock. I don't know what they're doing with their naming schemes and stuff, guys. It's gonna be crazy. The ability to mine CUDA on AMD GPU. So it said something about this could level the playing field. So there is a miner available. I can't remember what it's for. I don't know if it only works on one coin right now or a different one. But there is an emulator that emulates GPUs and transfers it into CUDA cores and then starts mining. Maybe that was for Duro. I think that was for Duro, actually. Now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure, guys. It might be a Duro miner. If you guys aren't familiar, you can mine Duro now on GPUs. You have been able to for a while. I do want to test that, though, because I still think CPUs are the better way to go. But Gminer recently released a miner for Duro for GPUs, so I want to try that out. But there is an emulator that emulates the AMD GPUs into CUDA somehow, and then it allows it to be able to mine, CUDA type of coins and stuff, so where AMD never really would have been. Now, the interesting thing is, and especially because coming out of Duro, I don't know. Duro is a tricky one. Do you guys remember Duro, early Duro? This is the major thing I have with Duro, because people are just flocking to hash rate numbers. You guys really got to think about what's going on in the background. And, Duro's a prime example. When Duro first came out, actually not first came out, when it forked to the version 3. So version 2 of their fork, I believe it was last time GPUs came on, XMRig made a miner, and then FPGA started to hit the network through XMRig. So then they forked to V3. They got in a big fight. XMRig now hates Duro for it, and that's why we haven't seen a CPU miner from XMRig for Astrobot version 3. Anyway, long story short is, so the original miner, I think a 3900X, was mining about 8 to 9 kilohash on Duro when it first came out, and there's less than a mega hash online. People were mining massive, like a lot of Duro a day. Like I think I was getting like 200 or 300 Duro per 24 hours on, like, I only had 10 rigs at the time or something also. So like a lot of Duro people were getting. I sold most of that, though, sadly, for updating the rigs and stuff. But the point is, a new miner emerged called Duro Plus. And this thing was now giving about 14 or 15 kilohash versus 8 kilohash. So everyone flocked to this miner. Oh, more hash rate, more hash rate. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I put it to the test. And I fired up my node, and I put them to the node. See which one finds blocks. Because at the pools were just starting at the time here. And Duro Plus was making people more money because it was based on the hash rate and stuff that it was doing. So people were jumping to it. And the Duro Plus miner, obviously, as people were paying those miner fees, because now they were using this miner, and the devs was raking in a lot of Duro due to the miner fees and stuff. But I fast forward and I did the test here. I put 6 3900X rigs on Duro Plus. I put 6 3900X rigs on the original miner. And guess what happened? Half the hash rate found over double the blocks on a node. Multiple days in a row. Which means those pools were getting ripped off. All the people mining on those pools were getting ripped off. This guy made a miner that was not actually performing to the hash rate it was saying, and then it was getting paid out from the pools for the hash rate, but then everyone that was actually finding blocks on the pool were not getting paid for them actually doing the work when Duro Plus was stealing them from everybody. So that's kind of what's going on there, and that's why I want to test the new GPU miners and stuff out, because it could kind of be the same situation. So I want to kind of figure out hash to watt ratios, how efficient is a GPU versus the CPUs and stuff, and then I want to take an equivalent to the same amount of hash rate and put them head to head on my nodes with the Astro miner that does have a GPU miner now in it, as well as the G miner, and I want to see which one actually finds blocks head to head, which one is the better miner. And then we got to determine, is it even worth turning on a GPU, because what's the power consumption, hash to watt ratios versus the CPU. And I still think the CPUs are outperforming the GPUs in terms of efficiencies and hash rates, but I got to do an updated test. It's been a while since I actually tried Duro on a GPU. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that whole situation that's going on over there. You got EK Pool. What are you talking about, EK Pool? That was a different coin. EK Pool was an interesting turn of events where they have been caught multiple times on a couple different coins of having a dev fee pretty high, higher than they were allegedly saying. Like we put, what coin was that? can't remember what coin. There's one coin here, and we're getting like 40% less coins than what we should have been getting. And EK pool was the only pool around, and then when other pools started emerging, we started getting a lot more coins, and then the network actually banned EK pool off that network. And now EK pool is actually still on Zeph and some other coins, so, you know, it'd be interesting to see, you know, how much they're skimming the top on a lot of people there. But, you know, unless you do the proper tests and everything, you can't really say if they're doing it with those other coins. It could have just been some of those early shady coins. I don't know. IKEA coin. What? Any new AM5 being released soon? I think the Ryzen 9000 series is set to drop the end of this year, possibly. Now, I wouldn't get your hopes up. Oh, 9000 series Ryzen's 90. You know, that would sound cool though. Imagine that. You know, 9950X. Ooh, I got to do 9950X, and then that. Yeah, and then 9900X, you know, I'm trying to wrap my head around with the number and scheming right it is right now. But regardless, you know, I don't know if they're going to be any better or not. Now, the biggest advantage, depending on what they do when the specs finally release, I'm assuming they're going to do the same as the 3000 and the 5000 increase, where with the 5000 series, what they did was they dropped the base clock down a little bit, and they improved the boost clock for gamers, better single thread performance, so the CPUs would boost a bit more. But the base clock was lower. And when it comes to mining, we care about the base clock. We want a high base clock as we can, because that way you can run that around 1 volt or less, depending on Silicon Lottery. You can go even lower, and that's where the efficiency really comes in. So I think it's just going to be, if they do the same thing as the 3 and 5000 series, we're actually going to have a little bit lower base clocks on the new 9000 series, which then makes, you know, a couple scenarios could play out. One, you know, maybe it does end up being a little bit better, because there are certain coins where the 5000 series did do a little bit better, and there's other coins where the 3000 series was better. So, you know, kind of in the middle there, which would be, you know, a nice middle ground. Doesn't really matter what you get, whatever you find cheaper. Now, the big thing here is gamers will be flocking over to the next best thing, which will be update, upgrade. We need 9000. We need 9000. Enough with this 7000. That thing's 2 years old. So now we could see a bunch of used CPUs of the 7000 series hit the market, and that's when we can scoop up a lot of pretty nice deals and build a bunch of rigs. That's my main thing I think is going to be the big benefit here of the new 9000 series. But, you know, we have to wait for the specs and stuff to actually release. But it does sound like 9000 series is around the end of the year here sometime. Remember when HiveOS recompiled XMRig to send donation cycles to themselves? Did they really? I don't remember. Or maybe I remember hearing something about it. I wish I knew how to compile stuff, because technically, like, XMRig's open source. You can go in there, fork it, compile it, and do your own thing to it if you want. You can remove the dev fee and run your own miner of XMRig. You can legitly do that. I was thinking about making a Rabid miner. Then you guys can donate me 0.1%. Would you guys use it? If I figured out how to fork it and make a Rabid XMRig Rabid miner, and I put a 0.1% dev fee in it. You know, that's 0.9% less than the current one. I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, no, but technically, if you know how to do all that, you can just source your own miner and run it at 0 dev fees on any coin. But I don't know how to do any of that stuff. How do you sell your old new hardware? Local buy and sell usually. You know, in Canada here, we use Kijiji. If you guys heard about it, Kijiji is what we look around for and use, that type of operation. I'd run it. Yeah, look at that smart like truck. He'd run it. You know, maybe I'll find someone to fork me XMRig and make a Rabid miner. That'd be cool. You got the XMRig Rabid version. I don't know. Make it say cool stuff or something in it. I don't know. Make rabies and donate extra to rabies research. Oh man, that's insane. You guys are crazy. What else do we have here on the... Oh, we didn't even look at any GPU stuff. Let's take a look at GPUs. It's been a while since I looked at them. So let's do a refresh here. I guess is this refresh? Engage. Alrighty, so let's take a look here. So 4080s, we got 75, 90 cents, 4090, $1.30. It's like still only in the $1.40s, $1.30s. Nothing major going on. Hash rates picking up kind of across these. 4070, 49 cents. Like, come on. What was it? What is the 4070 Ti? What is that? Is that the one that's about half the price of the 4090? I think so. So right now, So that would be a bit more, actually, in theory. So let's just take a look at this. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, you know what? Get two 4070s instead of a single 4090. So I was like, you know what? Let's do the math on that. How does that look? Number one, a single 4070, go back. A single 4070 Ti is $1,000 ROI. A 4090 is 1131. So technically it's saying this would ROI a little bit faster. So getting a couple of those would be a good thing. But now let's just see, you know, what's the top coin here? This thing is at 137 watts at 60-cent profits. Let's look at the 4090 here. All right, so we'll just use the top. All right, these are different top coins. What's going on? Oh, no, it's 4090, so it's at this one. Where's the same coin? Oh, that's the other weird thing. They don't have, so they don't even have that Bitcoin. We have to use the same coin here. So what do we got? Sky Doge. Sky Doge in here. Way down here on the 4090. So what is this? 84 cents, 63 cents. So technically two of those would be over the profit. So that's actually good, actually, because two of these would be the same price and you'd be making slightly more. 169 watts at 279. You are using over double the power, though. So that's another thing to keep an eye on is 4070 Ti's is using double the power. Now, how come Ironfish, does it really suck on this Jeep? It's way down here at 54 cents. Or they're reading it at different times. Now, usually the point I'm trying to get across here is when you actually come in and the same coin is the top coin, which in theory it kind of should be based on calculations, is it usually works out to be pretty close to the same in profits if you times 2, but you're using over double the power if you times 2, which still puts the 4090 at a more efficient GPU over buying two 4070s for the same price. So that was kind of the point I was trying to make here, but now they have all their things all over the place that I can't really compare exactly to what it should be. But, you know, that's why I'm always saying, you know, 4090 is probably the only GPU you should really be eyeballing currently right now. And I wouldn't even be eyeballing that right now because moving forward, you know, we could have that 5090 drop, which will just destroy that thing. And it'll probably be about the same price as the 4090 MSRP is. They've actually been dropping the MSRP on the newer models, which is interesting. You know, we could see a little price hike, but, you know, the performance boost over the 4090, you know, could definitely be worth it. Let's take a look here. You know, what's a 3070 at? You know, that's the main GPU most people have. It's still sitting at 36 cents at 11-cent power. Like, let's talk about, we just finished saying, what's 30-cent power looking like on a 3070? Let's go to the 3070 here. 3070, 30 cent, negative, yeah, sorry, not even happening. Let's try 20 cents. 3070, 20-cent power on the 30. Oh, we got 5-cent profit here in BTG, but for the 24-hour average, it's -7. So, like, we're nowhere near GPU mining being back yet, unless, like I said, unless you have super cheap power. Now I want to come into here. Let's look at the 3070 one more time. 3070, 36 cents. How many did Panda just got a crap ton, didn't he? Like, was it 150 of them? Was it 150? Let me see. If I got 150 3070s right now at 36 cents, so 0.36 times 150, that'd be about $54 a day after power. You know, that's decent profits right now. That's a crap ton of power to be rocking 150 GPUs for $56 a day. I just want to kind of come into here. Let's just load this up. What if I had 150 3900 X's? Let's see. Okay, load that up. I'm going to calculate that. Holy, look at this. 150 3900 X's, which, you know, depending on the used deals and stuff, they're about the same price as a 3070 by itself. $150 a day, $98 a day on Zeph after power. It's almost double the profitability, you know, per each. And this is in a bear market, you know. There's not many CPU miners. There's a crap ton of GPU miners, and not many GPU miners are, you know, there's still a lot that still have to turn on. So we're running a natural cycle. So as things increase, in theory, depending on how many people start building CPU mining rigs, you know, they don't have that hash ready to come online. We could see CPUs start to, you know, eventually take away, just take off and explode. Now, when that happens, we're going to see massive farms being built on CPUs. You know, what if Zeph starts making freaking $10 a day on a single 3900X if it hits some insane amount of price or something like that. So then we're going to start seeing things. But there isn't all this unknown hidden hash that we don't know about set to hit CPUs, where we do know that's going to happen on GPUs, where we could start seeing $2 or $3 profits finally, and then all of a sudden, bam, some farms turn on, a bunch of people in Europe turn on, we're back down to 10-cent profits because the hash rates just exploded, and all our coins are at all-time highs. So now we're like, okay, this sucks. So that's still the big up in the air. What the heck do I do? What do I mine with right now? And I've always just followed what things are looking like, and so far it's still looking that CPUs are going to destroy GPUs coming into this bull run, depending on, you know, the prices and everything. So I'm still going on that route. Next cycle, it could be a completely different story. I might have to turn off all my CPUs because this one will call a big CPU explosion. And now, because maybe so many GPU miners gave up finally, that we might see, plus with the updated GPUs coming out, 5090s and maybe 6000 series by 2029, we could see insane efficiencies. And then you have Flux and all these other coins, Dynex, whatever, actually maturing for another bull cycle. Those price coins could be coming up, and we could see another GPU mining cycle happen. So that's what I do. I keep all my hardware. I just keep following, and I don't care what I mine on. I'll mine on all GPUs. I'll mine on all CPUs. I'll mine on all FPGAs. I'll mine on all ASICs. I'll mine with freaking keyboards if I have to. But I try to stay profitable, and it doesn't matter what I mine on. I'm not married to something. I'm just currently doing the CPU thing because it's making more money. You cannot argue that GPUs still suck. Like, it's a fact. Look at the numbers. They're not making you anything unless you have cheap power. So that's that 6600 XTs. I still have to try those actually. I got 2 of them in thanks to Mining Potato. I want to check those out and see just how well they do perform, because looking on hashrate.no numbers, they're saying they're only using like 60 watts. So I want to see, you know, what the numbers actually look like. Anyway, is the 3955X worth the investment, or go Ryzen? Ooh, that 3955, that's a ripper, isn't it? Well, it depends on what you can find them on. Honestly, everyone has different use for, like, for me to build a rig, it cost me double of what a lot of people are getting in the States just going to Micro Center and stuff, because they always have so many deals. I got to spend so much here because we import taxes, these taxes, and our prices are just stupid gouging here that it costs me quite a bit more. If I was to do the conversion over, like, I think some people were building like 70, Keaton was getting like 7900X full builds for like 400 to 500 bucks USD. For me to do the conversion, it would cost me about 800 USD, 700 USD maybe. It's about $1,000 Canadian or something for me to do it. And like, he was getting it for like 300 or 400 less in the USD conversion over it. Like, it was insane. So like, our prices here suck. 600 for the CPU and another 450 for the board and RAM. 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa, that's $1,150. I don't know. That seems dated at this point. I'd probably go for a 7000 series, honestly. You got the AVX 512 support. That could start becoming a major player, especially as more CPU AI and stuff starts emerging. You know, I think AVX 512, you know, it's starting to become a thing. More people are talking about it more as well. So, you know, personally myself, I'm only building 7000 series or newer, which is the current newest one, or newer moving forward. You know, I might even slowly start selling off some of my 3 and 5000 series for more 7000 series builds. But, you know, I'll have to see how everything starts to play out and everything moving forward. Anyway, guys, we have been here. I was going to do some quick chats here. What's going on here on Scafer is saying, Dero docs say 100 gigabytes is enough, and I provided 100 for the node. Nice. I went to mine some Dero a couple days ago, and my node isn't working. Message say SSD out of space. Oh, damn, SSD is so blockchain might be pretty big now. But is there enough liquidity to move Cedra each day? That's a good point. Painfuler Kelly. Painfuler. That's a good point. I never actually looked at liquidity. I think it does have decent liquidity. Let's just take a quick look. What is Cedra liquidity at, guys, for the exchanges? It's not bad, actually. 119,000 on non-KYC. Trade over is pretty low at 37. So, yeah, you could definitely sell well, a few people would be able to dump 60 bucks a day or something like that, depending on your farm. So, you know, it's hard to say. It depends on the day. You might have to wait an extra day to sell all that. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for checking this out. I got to get back. The hockey game's probably about to end now, but we'll see if the Oilers are winning or not against Buffalo Sabres. Hopefully there's no one from Buffalo out there. I apologize if we're kicking your butt. I'm just kidding. All fun. But anyway, thank you for coming out. Tomorrow will be our AMA. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.